Fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. This is the track flow. I'm at the gym, and I decided to go live because something that has been going through my mind about the new #1 heavyweight ranked champion, or should I say fighter, is Martin McCauley, right? And Martin McCauley has set out these claims, as we know, that he's whooped everybody, went to war, beat them up, and all this stuff. And we know Oleksandr Usyk has made a statement, right? He's made a statement that, hey, that didn't happen, or should I say, don't believe everything that you hear. He's made that comment. And understand that that fight, people, needs to happen. And it needs to happen for a lot of reasons. See, Martin McCauley blasted out a young prodigy of Jared Anderson. Everybody knows, logic tells you he has to do more than just beat Jared Anderson, beat a guy that really hasn't been tested, you know. Let me make a poll real quick. There we go. So a poll has been created. You guys go ahead and vote. Hit that like button. This is the last day of the month of August. And I tell you, I got to tell you, it's been better, but it's going to get a lot better than this. Okay. But no, man, as far as Oleksandr Usyk and Martin McCauley's making these claims that he's beat this guy and beat that guy. At some point, I think a bunch of words and replies and comments and stuff of that nature, I think should eventually be responded in action. You know what I'm saying? And I think, oh, that didn't happen. We have to see exactly what will happen when they get in the ring together. Are you from Boston? No, I'm not from Boston. I lived in Attleboro, though, for a minute. So I am familiar with New England. Absolutely. The only place in New England I haven't been is Maine, which, needless to say, is a place that I want to see and visit because I love lobster. So I will make it there one day. Hello from the Ukraine, man. Alexander in the building. TMT, the GOAT. Should Oleksandr Usyk. Yeah, you guys go ahead and hit that like button when you come in. I'm getting these laps in. Hold on a second. Let me make this a lot. Okay, there we go. Liam Cooper, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you, Liam. Liam in the building. Man, it's just stopped raining here, and when it stops raining, the heat rises. As you can tell, this beautiful stadium I'm at, they got some cadets out there learning their football craft. I normally do the stadiums, so I'm gonna get back at that, get my incline up, if my knee stands it. Orville in the building from St. Louis. Counterpunch to you. What the fuck is Martin McCauley? What do you mean, what the fuck is he? He's a fighter. He's an African fighter that currently lives in Scotland. I hope that answered your question. But he's also a fighter that's been claiming that he's done a whole lot of things to a whole lot of fighters. And it's time for these fighters to make it right. you know, because see, word of mouth and hearsay is one thing. Showing us is another. And I've learned in the last couple days that things that you either put in writing or things that you claim you did don't mean shit unless it's actually done. It doesn't matter, you know? Usyk reckon he's full of crap. Never heard of Martin McCauley. If he lives in Scotland, he is not even challenging the British heavyweights. Well, that's the problem. He's saying that he whooped up Tyson Fury. He stopped or he stopped Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce. He went to war with Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury he beat up too. I mean, all these things he's claiming he's did. He's done. That's the crazy thing. When you guys come in, hit that like button. The guy just lying like Charlie Z. Charlie Z is a guy, Charlie Z's mental, man. That dude got problems. He got issues. Charlie Z has issues. McCauley will kick that Yuki's arse. Well, we got to see. That's why that fight has to happen. That fight has to happen, man. Because he's calling people out. And I think somebody has to give him an opportunity to show what he's about. Usyk should fight Zhang. Well, Zhang has a rematch clause to fulfill. He has a rematch clause to fulfill. Zhang versus Usyk would be a good fight, you know. It would be a good fight. Two southpaws. Just Zhang, man, you know, don't be surprised if Zhang does something in there that brings everybody back. In fact, Zhang may be probably the hardest puncher in the division. If people haven't realized that yet, Zhang is probably the hardest puncher in the division. It's just when he was coming about, I don't know if it's Sean George, I don't know if it's, you know, I don't know what it is, but he went under the radar for so long and he didn't do anything for so long. The fights that he was getting, and I've seen him on undercards, he just did not look that impressive. He looked kind of sluggish. He looked like he was just a fat Asian guy. You know what I mean? With really no true skill until he start fighting these guys, you know, Joe Joyce and Joseph Parker, now Deontay Wilder, you know, and Parker, he lost to Parker, you know, and that's really, honestly, the only one that had really good IQ in boxing, because it wasn't Joe Joyce, it wasn't Deontay Wilder. So, you know, so yeah, I think he should fight Usyk, but Usyk, to me now, the discussion is Martin McCauley, because Martin McCauley has claimed that he stopped Usyk. You know what I mean? How was Hearn in Anderson's face? He knew about McCauley. Well, he did say that. But, I mean, to be fair, Eddie Hearn didn't say. He said, I think it's a 50-50 fight. That's what he said. That's what he said. That was his words. That was Eddie Hearn's words. Let's hit that like button. We got 41 people in here. 41 people hit the like button. Yeah, this heat. And the good thing about this heat now, the days are getting shorter, so it's not as hot. So that's a good thing. That's a real good thing. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Why would Usyk fight McCauley? Easy, to shut him up. See, you know, you guys know why Roy Jones Jr. was Roy Jones Jr.? Because Roy Jones fought everybody that called him out. He fought everyone that called him out. You know, Antonio Tarver, James Toney, Eric Harding, guys like that, Lou Del Valle. These guys called out Roy, and Roy was like, okay, if you want this, let's do it. And those fights happened. It wasn't any, we got to make sense. No. It wasn't none of that. None of that. They don't want him mute. They don't want him mate. Hell yeah, Bakole, go. Well, yeah, man. I think they should fight now, man. I think Bakole, because see, Bakole's young. That dude's young. And that's another reason why you don't want Usyk to fight him older, after he's fought Joshua the third time, fought Fury the second time, and all these type of fights that happen, in each boxing match. I don't care who you are, especially someone with the style of Oleksandr Usyk. The more he fights, the more damage that he's going to receive. That because of his fighting style. He's not a guy that likes to box off the back foot and run around all day, and wants to avoid getting hit. No, he's in your face. He's aggressive. He's taking a fight to you. He's the aggressor, being the smaller guy. And the way his punches are, you're going to hit Usyk. Usyk's going to get hit. People are going to hit Lomachenko. But his aggressiveness is like, hey, hurry up and get this fight on. You know what I mean? So the aggressiveness, and the style that they have are a reason why they get hit. Yeah, they're good defensively, but their style they're going to get hit regardless. You know what I mean? So he should fight anyone that calls him out. No, he should fight Bakole because Bakole's been saying the same dumb shit. The same things, the same claims. He's been saying, hey, I've stopped Usyk. How long has Martin Bakole been saying that? Do you guys know? That didn't just happen. That ain't just happen. No. Hades, no. That didn't just happen, bro. Usyk fights at a very high level. Old man strength. Hi, Kurt. Fractal Walrus. What's up, man? How you been? How you be? Yeah, man. I mean, that fight should happen. And that fight should happen just really morally. Because, see, here's the deal. We got 36 votes. We got yes, 56% to no, 44%. So let's keep that going. That could change because that's kind of close, right? That's 10% off. So I'm going to let people vote. Continue to vote when you guys come in the chat. Before I start another poll, I like these polls. I'm glad YouTube did something right? Usyk would get stopped. I don't know. We'll have to see. Because the only person that I've seen that got stopped with someone with a style that was moving and active was Bakole. So get this. If Usyk fought Bakole and stopped Bakole, right? How much credit would you give him? How much credit would you give him then at that point? Because Michael Hunter already done it. You guys remember him? See, Michael Hunter's the only guy that beat Bakole, and Bakole's sitting around here saying that he beat everybody else in sparring. And the only person that he's actually beat, really, was who? Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson, his biggest win was probably against Charles Martin. Okay? And Charles Martin is the former IBF heavyweight champion of the world. He had it for about maybe 5 or 6 months until Anthony Joshua relieved him of the belt, where he got knocked out in the second round. That's the history of Jared Anderson. Yeah, he's fought novice fighters, but I mean, other than that, though, that's it. Then he gets to stop by Martin Bakole. Now, Martin Bakole is still saying what he's done to other fighters. And I think it should be, at any point, the fighter's job, within this case, Oleksandr Usyk, it should be his job to, hey, okay, let's go ahead, let's make this fight happen. Sign the contract. Sign the contract. Let's make this fight happen. Usyk has to fight Bakole and Zhang if he gets past Fury. No, he has to fight Joshua, but I think him fighting Joshua the third time, Joshua could always fight somebody else. Joshua should always fight somebody else. Why not? Usyk should fight Bakole because Usyk's finding himself now defending the whole narrative, you know, talking against it. Did it happen? You know, did it really happen? So let's do this. I'm going to start another poll. Because it's 60-40. We already know that, sure. So out of 42 votes, 60% says yes, Usyk should fight Bakole. Okay, we got that out of the way. So let's end that poll. So let's start another poll. Okay, so okay, cool. Boom. So we started another poll. So the other poll, man, these calls are diabolical. You know, these calls are 100% diabolical. So that's the new poll. Did Martin Bakole stop Oleksandr Usyk in sparring? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, guys. When you guys vote, hit that like button. Hit the like button and donate $5, £5 for my peeps in the UK, which I'm pretty sure didn't get a notification that I was live. It never happened. Wonder what Miller says about Bakole. Well, Miller already said Bakole was a monster. Now, Jarrell Miller said, oh no. When I found out that happened, he had the same mindset as Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora was like, you know what? As soon as Jared Anderson signed to fight Bakole, Derek Chisora said, well, why did he do that? That's a bad fight for him. Miller said when he found out that Jared Anderson took that fight, he said, Martin Bakole is going to stop him. So they were in sync, okay? They were with the same mindset that was the wrong fight for Jared Anderson. Never seen the sparring, but Dubois stopped him in the ring. Oh, that's Jared. That's Jarrell Miller. We're not talking about Jarrell Miller. We're talking about Martin Bakole. If Daniel Dubois already stopped Martin Bakole, we would be talking about something else on this live stream because it wouldn't matter. Because if Daniel Dubois stopped Martin Bakole, that's another fighter that Martin Bakole claimed that he stopped. So if Daniel Dubois already beat him up, none of that matters. That's why I told you guys, if Martin Bakole loses to Jared Anderson, I don't ever want to hear about Martin Bakole again. I don't want to hear anything about him. I don't want to hear his claims. I don't want to hear his stories. I don't want to hear the narratives because it didn't matter because you couldn't whoop a guy that ain't fought nobody. But he did. He did beat him. No, Dubois stopped Usyk. Ref ruled it a low blow. Well, if it was a low blow, that's not ruled a stoppage, is it? Come on now. Now, it was a hard punch, I agree, but if he ruled it that's why Usyk stayed there. Usyk ain't no bitch. You think Oleksandr Usyk's a pussy? No. Somebody that small and done what he did in the heavyweight division is no pussy. He just went with the ref. You know, a lot of fighters do that. A lot of people call that ring generalship. You know, but actually that's just ring experience, knowing how a ref ruled something and going with it. But I honestly think this man was hurt. He was hurt from that punch. I'm just curious to see what would have happened if the ref wouldn't have ruled it like that. You know? He rolled around on the ground for 30 minutes. No, it was actually 3 minutes and like 45 seconds or 48 seconds. 3 minutes and 48 seconds. But I see what you're saying. It's exaggeration. I get it. Okay, we got 9 votes. Let's keep voting. Yeah, that's what happened. But like I remind everybody that talks about the low blow or the legal punch that Daniel Dubois threw, what did Daniel Dubois do? Daniel Dubois quit. He quit, man. That dude quit. He went down from a jab. Disgusting. Embarrassing. Danny Dubois went down with a jab, bro. That was embarrassing. Imagine how embarrassing that is. You went down with a jab. You know what I mean? Any criticism of Usyk is just compared to other pound-for-pound fighters. I guess. If Dubois beats Joshua, if he beats Joshua, that means if Danny Dubois beats Joshua, that means Danny Dubois has learned a lot, but it's based on how he beats Joshua. So let's say he does like Andy Ruiz did in the first fight, and he goes and he, lands that shot that hurts Joshua, that puts Joshua into the point where he can't recover, and Dubois will walk you down and chop you down. That's one credit I do give that young kid. If he senses you're hurt, he's gonna come with you. He's gonna come at you. But if it's some bullshit like the last fight, people, if it's some bullshit like the last fight, that Hrgovic fight was some bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why. He headbutted Hrgovic. Those weren't. That dude did Evander Holyfield. He did the real deal Holyfield. That's what he did. Kurt, what's the big deal, King? Oh, man. I think the big deal is Usyk has to stop defending himself verbally and start defending himself physically. You know what I mean? Because you give people an inch, they take a mile. King Grayson, you give people an inch, they take a mile. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Joshua has been too selective. Don't like the guy. Well, I mean, it's basically, I don't think it's Joshua at all. You think Joshua picked those fights? Joshua didn't pick those fights. Turki Al-Sheikh picked those fights. You know how long people wanted him to fight Otto Weiland? I've been asking, if you guys follow this channel, I've been asking people, like, hey, put Otto Weiland in there with Anthony Joshua to see what Joshua does with Otto Weiland. Because we all know what Otto Weiland did with Tyson Fury, right? Tyson Fury, before he got whooped, was what? He was the best heavyweight ever, or the best heavyweight we have now. You guys, do you agree or do you don't agree? You do or you don't? Everybody was saying Tyson Fury was the best fighter, except me. But that's what people said, and I was like, okay, wonderful. If that's the case, Tyson Fury then, if he's the best, he needs to fight the rest. Haney went undisputed and got destroyed by a YouTube boxer. Well, I guess, look. Ryan Garcia is not a YouTube boxer, bro. I'll give him more credit than that. I'm not going to do Ryan like that. I don't care how he feels about me. Yes, that's what they do, no matter what aspect it is. Give him a centimeter and they take the country. Triple G is the best. Ibrahim, Triple G. Prez the investor. Monday is the deadline. Yeah. Tyson Fury, baby. Should have given Wilder an opportunity years ago, just in my opinion. Really? Tyson Fury. You moan about Usyk, but Ryan, the drug cheat. Okay. Everybody was saying Tyson Fury was better than Ali. Yeah, people were trying to say that. And ain't fought nobody. Fought Wilder 18 times. Then fights Derek Chisora 17 more times. I'm like, okay, what is that about? Fury can still come back and beat Usyk. We don't know. King Sakuna. Hey, that could happen. I mean, that's a possibility. Tyson Fury can get better. Tyson Fury can adjust. Tyson Fury, man, look, it was a close fight, man. The only controversial thing about that fight was round 9. Round 9, the fight should have been stopped. But again, it was up to the referee. But in this case, it was against Oleksandr Usyk. It was in favor of Tyson Fury, right? It was in favor of Tyson Fury. 2 pound for pound heavyweights, anything can happen. That's correct. Counterpunch to you. St. Don in the building. Ali fought at a time when half the planet were communists and not allowed to fight pro. Oh, I don't know about that, but because I wasn't there, you know. What do you think about upcoming UFC card? I don't. I know Francis Ngannou's fighting, but I know Francis has called out Deontay Wilder. You know, that's the latest video that I've dropped about Deontay Wilder and Francis Ngannou. You know, what do I feel about it? It could have been bigger a couple years ago, but now I don't think it's going to be as big. I want to see the rematch. We're going to see the rematch, December 21st. Oleksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury, Saudi Arabia. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Hope Anderson fights again soon. Yeah, he'll come back. They just don't throw him in there with a live dog no more like that. They should have, you know, the pressure though. But it's the pressure though. Look, Jared Anderson, man, I think they pushed him too much, too hard, too soon. You know, and that's what happens. He knew that. He, you know, fighting about Martin McCauley. But, you know, I want to see what Martin can do. I want to see what he can do, you know, when he's saying all these things. If Dubois versus AJ sold out, then Wilder versus Ngannou will do the same. I guess. He picked McCauley, he knew. Sorry, just joined the live stream. What was the point? What did I miss? Andrew, 23. Usyk fighting Martin McCauley. Martin McCauley's been talking a lot. Usyk needs to shut him up. Do you agree or you don't agree? That's what we're talking about. And everything around that. All the fights beyond that. The credibility of the fighters. Martin McCauley, who did he beat? Who has he fought? You know? See, he's still holding on. His credibility comes from hearsay of what he claimed he did in sparring. That's what it's from. That's where his credibility is coming from. That's what he's claiming. That's the narrative. That's what he's did. That's what he's done. McCauley won't get the chance. Well, based on how he did that young American kid. Ibobresi. No, sir. May not. So St. Don, you may have a point. They're like, man, we ain't putting nobody else in there with him. What are you, crazy? Why, so he can George Foreman my next fighter? Look, imagine Bob Arum asking Bob Arum to put one of his fighters up against Martin McCauley. And this is his response. Are you fucking crazy? I'm not putting anybody in there with that big Congo fuck. He's gonna whoop everybody in its case. If you want to put someone's promotional company out of business, put him in there with McCauley. He'll whoop every last one of these guys. I've never seen anything like that since George Foreman, and I think he's better than him. Yeah, man. Well, I don't want to make any conspiracy without of the aging heavyweights is willing to fight the old man. Usyk got Fury, and if he wins, we'll fight a bigger name. Apparently, he was injured in the Michael Hunter fight. Okay. Bob let Jared fight McCauley. He did. I shouldn't have never done that shit. He's an animal. Give me some of that weed. The riots are no excuse. If Taylor Swift concert can still sell out Wembley, then boxing fight can happen as well. Well, I mean, Kashmir the Cat, they're extending it to 100,000. They're doing that, and they wouldn't have extended it if they didn't have potential of selling the tickets. So no, it's doing well. But I'm Ukrainian, and I've heard about Martin McCauley and Usyk spar 2 or 3 years ago. Okay, so what did you hear? McCauley a problem for everyone. He should be. The motherfucker walks slow but punches fast. That's scary. Imagine someone walking slow and punching fast. That's scary. That's scary on a lot of levels. The rumors were that Martin McCauley did hurt Usyk badly in sparring. That could have happened. That could have happened. But as far as stop, that might have been exaggeration, but I don't know. I just want to know if it really happened or not. That's why the votes, that's why the polls there. You guys vote, that's in the building. Okay? Brits love boxing, so excuses aren't valid. That's it. Hey, there are no excuses. It's doing well. It's going to break the number. It's going to break what happened in April of 2022. You know, which was an embarrassing moment for me and Dillian White. Me and Dillian White took an L that day. Me and Dillian White took an L that day. Seriously. That day was diabolical. I had worked all night on The Color Purple. All night through the morning. We got off maybe about 9 o'clock, maybe 10. I made it back to the hotel maybe about 10:30. I didn't really eat anything. I was delirious, and I started drinking. Why did I do that? That was crazy. Do you believe in Joe Hendry? I don't know what that means. Usyk is the best, but Bakole and Zhang are big dudes. Eventually, Usyk might get his snot box rocked. Snot box rocked. Joe Joyce had him doggy style spitting in a bucket after a body shot and staring. There's footage. Okay. Bakole versus Zhang would be fun. Yeah, it'd be fun. For how long it lasts. Man, that fight would be crazy, bro. That would be bombs over Baghdad. Okay? Godzilla versus Godzilla. Dillian White was seeing purple after he got sparked by Povetkin. It never happened. Usyk said he has all on video. Well, look, if that's the case, Usyk just needs to release the video and shut everybody up. And then when that happens and you can see that it didn't happen, then everybody's going to look at Bakole like this. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Like, damn, Bakole, you lied, son. You know what I mean? Then, you know, Bakole, I showed my footage. I showed my footage. I showed my footage. I have footage. I have footage. Photoshopped. Photoshopped bullshit. You have to be really strong with some good movement to fight that dude. Yeah, like Michael Hunter. Shout out to Michael Hunter, people. Michael Hunter's already showed you. And I'm telling you, Michael Hunter fighting Oleksandr Usyk again will be a very competitive fight. Simply because here's the deal. Someone with the IQ that Michael Hunter has versus someone with the IQ of what Oleksandr Usyk has, man, it'd be a good fight. Marlon Thornell in the building. What's good, Kurt? CP to you, brother. CP to you, brother. Counterpunch to you. Off topic, but Joshua Dubois face-to-face just dropped on DAZN. Yeah, good deal. Good deal. I'm going to check it out. You know, I shouldn't be on too long. I got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of videos to make too. And that'll probably be one of them because now that's the next upcoming fight. Well, him and Canelo. So it's Canelo and Joshua. So Canelo, I think, is on the 14th or 15th. And then Joshua's following the following. I'm just sweating I'm just sweating this garbage out, you know? Was Anderson wearing lifts in face-off? Seemed much bigger than difference in the ring. He probably was. You know, a lot of people be wearing those damn lifts. You know, they look like high heels, really. They're basically high heels. Men's high heels, they just put them in their shoes. Yeah, it looks super G-A-Y, you know? Bored of Canelo. I don't blame you. I mean, I'm gonna see the fight because I want to see Lara and Danny Garcia. So I'm a Lara fan, you know, and Danny Garcia, you know, he's going to 160 to fight Lara. So we'll see what happens. Danny looks he looks too big. He looks flabby up there. He looks soft at 160. You know. Bivol Beterbiev. Bivol Beterbiev is the fight that I want to see. And that's in October on the 12th. That's the fight that I want to see. Vladimir wore lifts at times. Yeah, he did in Tyson Fury. Because Tyson Fury was taller than him. He didn't want that to look, you know. I think that's going to be a really good fight, Lara and Garcia. I think so too, because Lara he can't move around like he used to. He's in his 40s now. Danny Garcia is about 35, but he's moving up in weight. You know what I mean? So that's going to be a good fight. An old seasoned guy versus a naturally young, smaller and younger guy. Lara is washed. We'll see. He might be. And if he gets beat up by Danny Garcia, we know that he's definitely seen better days. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can really do. That's the only thing that you can look at here in that situation. He's definitely seen better days. But Lara should win. That is not Lara. Whoa. Roy Jones said Bivol was his favorite. Yeah. Roy Jones would say that. Oh, dude, better be, he got to tell me and show me what he about. Because last I know, and I heard, and I seen that, you know, Beterbiev can't be hurt. And somebody put him down before. So nobody put down Bivol. Bivol ain't never been down. You know, he fast, he fight punches and bunches. You know, he quick, he younger, he's strong, I think. You know, I think punch power may be a factor, but it's more than that to win a fight. See, I've been with a lot of heavy hitters. They couldn't catch me, see, because I'm Roy Jones Jr. That's Roy Jones. Lara deserved the nod over Canelo. He wasn't going to get that. He was a Bridger fighter. He was a Bridger fighter. He was a fighter to another fight. He was the guy that was put there to be a bridge to another fight. So whenever you got a fight like that, that Bridger fighter will never win. That Bridger fighter has to knock out that fighter to win. He had to knock out Canelo to win that fight. Lara almost knocked out Paul Williams. They were talking about stopping the fight with Paul Williams. He was hitting him with so many lefts, and he lost. Yeah, they were talking about stopping that fight. It's crazy. So every round they did with Bakole. So show every round they did with Bakole. Yeah, show every round. All the reported sparring, all this and that, because anybody could take some footage and just show, hey, these are the 5 rounds this day or this particular time frame that we fought. And see, I ain't down. See, no. Show me the ones that you did. But still, Usyk keeps winning. Yeah, he keeps winning. That's what he knows how to do. Usyk knows how to win, just like Floyd knows how to win. A lot of these fighters know how to win. They know how to do certain things through rounds. They know what to do. They know how to turn it up. They know how to turn it down. You know what I mean? They're just experienced with knowing how to win fights based on a point system. Any update on Paul Williams? No. I hate that for Paul. I mean, Paul the Punch Williams, you know, he was involved in a motorcycle accident, so he's paralyzed, you know. And I'll say this about Oleksandr Lara. Oleksandr Lara was one of the guys that came to Paul Williams' aid and give him support, you know, come and visit him and shit like that. which a lot of people would still, if they were only thinking about themselves, would still be bitching and moaning about not winning a fight. Well, that wasn't Lara. Lara was like, look, I hate what happened to him. Let me go see him. Let me show my support to him. That's how real champions and real people think and respond on the inside. You know what I mean? That's how you see things that happen from the inside outward. Okay? Those are the type of things that you look at. That's called integrity. Lara may be washed, but he KO'd his last opponent. He KO'd the last 2 or 3 opponents. If you look at his knockout, look, he's not running no more. He's just throwing punches. He threw this overhand left and hit old boy so hard, he knocked him out cold. Cold. Kurt, do you think Jake Paul will win against Mike Tyson? I hope not. Kind of like the ref was about when he stopped Horn versus Pacquiao, fight in favor of Pac-Man. Yeah, Pac-Man had him hurt, I think it was in the 10th round. He had him hurt. He finally got to big-ass Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn was a big, awkward welterweight. That's exactly why he left when he got beat by Terrence Crawford. Jeff Horn moved to 154. Okay? He moved to 154. Yo, Kurt, just wanted to show some love. The Mayhan, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. The Mayhan in the building. Jeff was a weight bully. Yeah, Laura's very humble. Counterpunch Boxing News, more streams, bro. Love the channel. Curtis Young in the building. I like that PayPal logo. Yeah, man. More streams, definitely, man. I'm trying to do more streams. You know, I'm just walking off some steam. I had a tenant that tried to screw me over some money and don't want to pay. You know what I mean? And so I got to, I'm in process of evicting her and getting her out of the crib. So it's stressful, man, when you're renting property to the people that's supposed to be honest and they're not. So that's what I'm going through right now. You know what I mean? So, Kurt, what do you think about Jake Paul? Jake Paul is a big boy. Jake Paul is a big young boy. Jake Paul is a big young strong boy. That's Jake Paul. That's what I think about Jake Paul. Jake Paul is a big young strong boy that may be juicing in between fights. So that makes him more dangerous. Yeah. Jake Paul is a millionaire, so the type of Sylvester Stallone type shit he can get, and you know what I mean? So he can get stronger, he can get bigger, he can get wider, he can get quicker, he can do a lot of things from PEDs, bro. He has the money. Him and his brother are YouTubers. They ain't got to worry about money. They probably gross about 100, 400, 200 grand a month just from YouTube. Him, KSI, all those guys like that. They just wanted to make it interesting by coming into the sport of boxing, messing with our sport, the sport that we love, that we hate so much. Kurt, Wilder 2017-18 versus Usyk 23-24. Who you got? Oh, man, that's a scary fight. Andrew, that's a scary fight right there. You talking about Wilder in 17 or 18? Wilder was scary, bro. That's that to this day Wilder. That's a scary Wilder because that's a Wilder we knew had power. Wilder had power in 2017, 2018. You better recognize, was he arrogant? Was he brash? Was he aggressive? Yes, he was. Was he kind of annoying? Yes, he was. But understand, all those things I just mentioned is what made Deontay Wilder, which made people respect him, which made people like Eddie Hearn give him higher check, and higher checks. You know what I mean? That's that guy. Deontay Wilder, 2017-18, oh yeah, he was a monster. He was an absolute monster. And he wasn't that big fat Wilder either. He wasn't that 238-pound Wilder, that 232-pound Wilder. He was that 218, 217, 220-pound Wilder. That Wilder, oh yeah, he's dangerous to anybody because he will break his hand breaking your face. Yes. That Wilder there, he didn't care. He would break his hand in 2 or 3 places as long as he knew he knocked you out cold. That dude like that, someone that hits you, punches you like Running a lot from the San Francisco 49ers used to hit guys, he's a dangerous guy because he didn't give a shit. He didn't care how he landed. He didn't care how that punch affected his body. He's going to throw that shot. And he's going to throw it with everything he has. And if he catches you with that shot, you're out. That's what I thought about Wilder. So if anything, yes, I think Wilder was very, very dangerous in 2017-18. And if he caught Usyk, which pretty much that might have happened because Usyk can get hit. Usyk does get hit. Look at his face after these fights. Look at the Wilder, his last fight with Fury. Look at that fight. You could tell he got in a fight, didn't you? Come on, man. Kurt, you should send some crackheads to stand outside your house and get them to stare at her with Undertaker eyes. She'll feel uncomfortable and leave. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. Kind of weird, but cool. I think Jake Paul stands a good chance against Tyson. Yeah, I mean, Tyson's almost 60 years old, bro. I wouldn't want, see me, here's my thing, man. Somebody gave me money to fight Mike. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it out of respect of his legacy. See, even if I thought and felt I could fight Mike, why would I want to fight Mike? I wouldn't do that, man. See, you got to have some respect, man. You got to have respect for your elders. You got to have respect for their legacy. You have to have respect for their well-being and their health. You know what I'm saying? You have to have respect for that. And if you don't have respect for that, like Jake Paul, I know he don't. I can't respect that, man. You know what I mean? See, the mindset that Jake Paul should have is, man, I would never fight Mike Tyson because Mike Tyson's my legend. I know what he did. I've seen what he could do. I've seen his highest potential. I know there would be no way that I could compete with this guy if he was my age. Why am I fighting this guy if he's 60 years old? Why am I doing that? Because I want to hurt him? Because I think I can beat him? That's on some bully shit. That's like some kind of bully. That's like someone saying, hey, an opportunist. Hey, yeah, I'm going to take an opportunity now because he's old. That's all I see. That's all I see, people. You're just doing this because he's old. You're just doing this because he's old. That's not cool, man. No. Oh, let me fight Mike because he's 58 years old. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? You know, that's just no respect. None. You got to have respect for your elders, man. Oh, I'll fight that old ass dude because I know I can beat him. What kind of shit is that? You're supposed to think that, but why would you want to do that? You're supposed to know that or feel you can do that. But the whole idea when you say, oh, when you put some contract in me and so, we should fight. Why? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? That fight should never have happened. And Mike, yeah, I can beat him because Mike knows fundamentals that Jake Paul will never know. I get that. But at the same time, just because Mike says something, that's just like Lennox Lewis saying, oh, I think I can knock this guy out. And he's, 58 as well, or maybe 60? Doesn't mean you should do that because it's a lose-lose situation. If you fight Mike and you win, you're a fucking bully. If you fight Mike and you lose, you're a dummy. You guys don't hear me, man. Definitely a prisoner, pensioner. Luis Ortiz should fight Mike Tyson since Ortiz is older. Yeah, I mean, that's cool because Luis Ortiz is older. He's actually older. He's in his 50s. Romeo's not Romeo Santos. What's the UFC guy, the Cuban? That's like had that cool physique, the wrestler. What's his name? True, but I'm afraid Mike needs the money. Mike Tyson doesn't need money, bro. Mike Tyson does not need money. He needed money probably about 15 years ago because, he went bankrupt and he didn't have any money. You know what I mean? And people that Mike, people just loved Mike for Mike because Mike didn't have anything to offer people. See, Mike was people sucked onto Mike and they were hung around Mike and they drained Mike dry because Mike had money. The Mike Tyson now, he doesn't need money. He has weed farms. He has his own, he had hot boxing with Mike. I haven't seen that shit since. And I think he suspended that based on his training for this damn Jake Paul show. Evander Holyfield against Tyson Fury would be excuse me, with Tyson would be an interesting fight now. I don't want to see that fight. Those guys have had enough. See, at some point, you have to understand when someone's journey is over in a certain aspect. You know? You know what I mean? Because it's almost like, okay, there has to be some type of graduation or evolution. There has to be some kind of evolution with anybody. You know? Like, hey, I'm too old for that. I'm not doing that anymore. You know what I mean? So if you always see someone and you see them in the same light, if you see Mike Tyson, oh, I want to see Mike Tyson fight this guy. He's no more than just a tool that never changes. We're humans, man. We're humans. You know, so if something that you know that hurts someone, that harms someone, that takes away from someone, if you know that's what it is, why would you always expect someone to do that? You know, Mike Tyson has done what he's done. And I think that should be it. I think we should look and admire what he's done in the sport, whether he knocked a guy out cold or he bit somebody's damn ear off. Nonetheless, we've seen him do that. It shouldn't be a time where it's always being what it's always been. And always being what it's always being is, oh, well, let's see Mike. You want to see the next Mike Tyson fight? Dude, don't you understand that Mike is damn near 60? He's almost a senior citizen. Why should we want to see that? And yeah, Skrilla 50. Holyfield don't need to take another punch. You know, he needs to salvage his speech and salvage. That's if it's, because see, sometimes what I've noticed about, what do they call that? Is it CE or Jesus? That punch drunk syndrome or whatever. I used to know it, but I forgot it. Sometimes it gets worse over time, like Mickey Ward right now, Irish Mickey Ward, legend, bro. Okay, he's starting to have problems with that now, and he really wasn't. You never heard him talk bad, but now he's starting to have issues. So it's not just something that has already happened. It's something that can develop over time, and it takes a while. How about now? Kurt, the picture quality is really fuzzy. CTE. Yeah, there you go. CJ Esperon, counterpunch to you. See, here's the thing. Did Martin Bakole stop Usyk in sparring? 49% says yes. 51% says no. So we got to keep voting. That vote got to stay, man. We've seen what happened to Holyfield. And based on that vote, that means that it's damn near 50-50. So it's damn near cut down the middle on what we think happened, what we feel happened. You know, you guys, based on your votes, hey, no, man, this happened, and you know, or that happened. So 50% of you guys are saying it happened. 50% of you guys saying it's not. See, look, here's the thing: 49 to 51. That means people think Mark McCauley gave Oleksandr Usyk the blues. Smash that like button, guys. It's free. Show your support for the channel. Subscribe and share. That's it. Subscribe and share. Yeah, man, share this live stream. Let it get out to a bunch of people that get it out to another bunch of people that get it out to another bunch of people. You know? James Toney seems to be the worst of all the ones I grew up watching. He speaks gibberish now. Yeah, he does. It's sad, man. I hate to see that. That's the worst feeling in the world, to see somebody that, you know, that has those issues and conditions like that, because they'll never be the same. You know, based on what they did in the ring, you know, you start questioning, was it worth it? Was it worth you going through all that shit to talk like you talk now? You know, and that's always going to be a loaded opinion, you know? The blues and brews. Tony, Holyfield, and Bo All took too much punishment. Yeah, man, that's when fighting was fighting, bro. That's when fighting was fighting. These guys did not play around, you know. But again, I think James Toney took most of his damage as a heavyweight, you know, because he's not a heavyweight. He was a middleweight. Including Ali, yeah. Yeah, Ali just started to slow down though. You know, his sporadic, quick response time, you know, on cue and everything like that. All that came to a screeching halt, probably around the late 70s and the early 80s. And around that time, you notice Ali started talking slower. I beat Joe Frazier. I beat him down. I beat Thunder Liston. You know, you know, that's nothing like he used to be. He started to slow down, so we knew something was wrong. You know, so it's bad. It's bad, man. The only way Bakole could knock out Usyk in the body was because Usyk had already spent many rounds in sparring, and Bakole was fresh. Yeah, that's one bad thing about when you've sparred 4 or 5 rounds and then someone comes in fresh, bro, they can murder you. They can murder you. Middleweight James Toney was a defensive master. Yeah, he was. Yes, he was, definitely. Always say this. It's a meme now. Oh, I was reading it. Okay. Usyk's movement would give Bakole problems. Well, you know, he'd have to move against Bakole. I mean, wouldn't you recommend that? You don't want to be like Anderson, you know, just try to stay still and counter, and then the counters that you're looking for, you never see them because you're always getting caught. Well, we don't have any official proof except a few interviews from Usyk's sparring partners, but Krosick did say on IFL TV that Bakole did very good and would become heavyweight champion. Now, that's cool. I don't know if Jake Paul, about Jake Paul. Sometimes he is really impressive against Tyson Fury. He needs to be at his best. Well, understand, keep in mind, he went to war with Anderson Silva. He went to war with Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva was whooping his ass until he caught him. Anderson Silva was whooping his ass until he caught him, people. Understand that. Anderson Silva, 48 years old or 49, I think he was 48 at the time. He was getting into Jake Paul's shit. You know, and that's somebody that can actually box, okay? You know, this is the same Anderson Silva that boxed Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.'s face off. I think the dark horse of the heavyweight division is Cabello. I think and I hope Turki Al-Sheikh does something with him. I hope he does something with him. I hope he doesn't let him fall through the cracks or something like that, because he's just as credible as guys that haven't lost, you know? So, you know, days of reckoning, baby. That's what it's about. But, guys, I appreciate you guys coming in on live. I'm about to get off of here, jump off of here, do some more videos, got to run some errands. But I will be back 1st of September. We'll have a new plethora, a brand new energy. You guys be blessed, be safe, and enjoy your weekend. And I will be back with new content. Until then, everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.